This meeting is being recorded.
Hey guys, welcome to Tuesday night's training with Team Faith and Soul. So excited for you guys to be here, and especially if you're coming back and watching the replay. Tonight's topic is working your business offline. This is something that I personally have experienced firsthand, and I think this is the perfect timing, to be honest with you guys, to talk about this particular topic because of the timing. We're getting ready to go into spring, which means that school is going to be out over the next couple of months. Also, a lot of you guys on the team have kiddos that are currently getting into sports, grandkids as well. We're going to be traveling, of course, a lot of us during the next couple of months as well. So I think that's super important with this business to keep in mind how you can work it and still continue to hit your goals and get PRV month to month without being bogged down to a computer or a phone as we are right now, right? So a couple of things that I personally that come to mind when I think about working your business offline. So for example, I had first-hand experience of this, I believe it was last year. Cincy, I can't remember what month it was, but there was an actual like 2-day period. I think it was before a lot of you guys actually joined, but there was a 2-day period when, believe it or not, the Cincy website was completely down. There was no explanation of what was happening. We had no access to place orders. It just was kind of abrupt. I don't even think they even now have an idea of what happened, but it was almost a 48-hour period where our Cincy.com website just was non-existent.
Okay, come on.
And that was funny because a lot of people went into honest sheer panic, especially because I believe it was towards the end of the month. So we had orders to place. I think it was the end of the month, but it was like the first day of the week. So there was just a lot obviously going on to where we had to be mindful of the time that we had because, like I said, like workstation was down, our website was down. So it was truly a lot of the out of the box thinking on how we could still work our business. I do remember at the time I contacted everybody that was on the team that I knew worked their business every day of the week, or at least weekly in general. And I contacted them and I said, hey, let's get creative. Let's find some ways that we can work our business offline because we're not having access and that comfort. And also, I don't know if you remember this or not, but there was also a time when Facebook was down last year. So I don't know if you guys remember that, but there was like a full day where Facebook was down, and it was the same thing because my business thrives on Facebook and Instagram, just social media handles in general. And same thing, like my word of the year, y'all know, is pivot. So I had to pivot during that time period because, again, with social media being down, there's a lot of things that we're not able to do otherwise to work our business. So I jotted some things down that came to mind when I thought about what it means to work your business offline, and also have some fun examples too. So the easiest stuff to think about that comes to mind when I think about working your business offline, number one, is branding yourself. Okay. Branding yourself basically means there's hats, there's shirts, you have a bag. If I look at you and you're out in public, could I automatically know that you're a Cincy consultant without even having a conversation with you? And you don't necessarily have to have all the things. Just pick one thing. You don't have to necessarily get it in the Cincy consultant store because sometimes those things can kind of add up and they are a little pricey. But do you have a friend that has a Cricut machine? Come up with inventive ways. I know a lot of you guys have shirts now that have the wax boss on them, that has some sort of information indicating that you're a Cincy consultant. For example, recently I got in the consultant store. These are a lot of fun. These are actually headbands that now the Cincy consultant store has, which is really cute. And they do say Cincy all over them. There's 4 different colors. This one in particularly, one of them is mint, and then the other one is like a lime green and like mint color. There's a fun pattern on that. But that's just a small example of how you can, when you're out in public, make sure that you're advertising that you are indeed a Cincy consultant. I have a shirt also that on the back of it, it says, ask me about my samples. Probably about once, maybe 2 months or so, I do have somebody that actually does approach me and they ask me, do you have samples on hand, or are you a Scentsy girl? So it breaks the ice and it creates that conversation where you can have it with somebody. Another thing that came to mind for me is using a follow-up system. So all of us have different follow-up systems. It does not necessarily have to be Amy, but on the off chance, let's just say hypothetically that Amy itself shuts down as well. Do you have a pen and paper system that's a follow-up system for you? Basically, in other words, saying, do you have a way that you can contact your customers to say, hey, I'm putting in a group order this week, local shipping, do you need anything? Reaching out to your customers and saying, hey, I hope you're having a good day, or hope you're having a good week. Anything that looks like that. So that's something that you could easily, truly do on the go while you're traveling, is to have a small journal, a small notebook where you have those customers' information down, or perhaps maybe you're going out of town next week. You could jot down a couple of people that you could follow up with easily while you're on the plane flying, while you're in the car doing your road trip thing, where you can easily text them and follow up with them without having, again, being bogged down at your computer or your phone. Another thing came to mind for me is different types of parties than online. So for example, if you are going to be on the go quite a lot or pretty often, like over the next couple of months with, of course, summertime coming up and the holidays, consider doing a bag party. We've talked about this before, where you could do a small pouches you can get from the dollar store, you can get from Amazon, Five Below, you name it. Basically pencil pouches that we're all too familiar with, that we grew up with, that we took to school with us. Something as simple as that. Pop in about 3 to 4 testers, have a little product list, photo product list in there. Keep it super simple. Things that are small and flat. You could have even like a sample or two. You could have like the cleanup in there. What else? Scent circle. Keep it simple. Have that in your bag ready to go. A lot of times I know Scentsy consultants will have like the pencil pouches with them in their bag as they're going about their day, running errands, going to and from kids' events. So that way, if it does come up in conversation, you can nonchalantly be like, well, I actually have this in my bag here ready to go, and you're more than welcome to take it with you. And of course, obviously, you want to get their follow-up, their contact information, because you're going to follow up with them within a week. So that is another idea as well. Something that I personally like to keep on me, 2 things, is I actually recently put this together. So this is actually like a little laundry kit. Obviously, this is nothing to do with laundry, but it's a cotton cleanup. I'm trying to focus more on things that my customers are not necessarily buying right now. So one of them is being the cotton cleanups, especially because, as we all know, for a long time last year, we were out of them and it was hard for our customers to get them. So this is something that's going to spark their interest, because it's not something that they commonly see. And to be fair, it's not as expensive. So it's very practical. For me personally, I love my labels. So y'all might not be able to read it, but there's a label that I put on there. These are actually, let me see if I can find the correct size. So it's a sticker that I basically cut in half. And let's see if I can find, and again, you don't have to do this, but these for me are the Avery stickers, round labels, 2-inch diameter, and the code is 22807. So they actually ran a really good deal on these on Amazon not too long ago. And so I definitely got a lot. And so whenever I ordered them, I basically created the label, and the label is actually on half of the sticker, and then I copy and pasted it, and then I flipped it to where I was doubling up on the circle, if that makes sense. And then I just cut the circle in half. And super simple, to the point. It says place in your dish, soak up the wax, and add new. Like I said, straight to the point, easy to put on there. So that's in the bag. And then anytime you're handing out samples, you always, always, always want to have some sort of information to go with your sample. So for example, this is my laundry sample that I'm handing out. So I do have a laundry flyer, which you can also find in your consultant store. These come in handy because it lists like all of the fragrances that come in the laundry line, which is awesome. Anytime you're handing out samples, make sure and always have it labeled as well. And when you open it up, it breaks down all of the laundry products, what they're good for, how to use them, and then the price. These are awesome because I have a printer, y'all, but I am not about to just print all the things because, as we can all know and imagine, ink is expensive. So for me to print that kind of stuff out, I would just rather not, because that's a lot of color to be used. And so I also added in, it's a sample of the Cloudberry washer whiffs. I just so happen to have the whiff boxes. I get them every month so I can take my own photos. I can show my customers on my VIP group. So it just so happened to be that there were laundry samples, I think, in the last month's box. And so I took those out. I did not use them. I did not use them for any other purpose other than handing them out to my customers for samples. So there's that, and then we'll put the cleanup back in there. So that's a small example of what you can do, again, when you're out and about and you're traveling, for you to be able to share with your potential customers, potential team members. Easy peasy on the go. This particular bag you can get also in the Scentsy Consultant store. It does not have to be that fancy, but that was just something I have that I actually currently have in my bag that I take with me when I run my errands. Another thing that I personally like to do is the scent circles. Y'all know I'm big on scent circles. Again, make sure your products are always labeled no matter what it is. And then I always put like a fun sticker on there. This one just so happens to say "You're so awesome." And then normally what I will do is I'll take a pen or marker, and then I'll write on here and I'll say, you know, I hope you have a great day, great customer service, that kind of thing. Because again, you never know who you're going to come in contact with. And it's really, to me, like scent circles are the point of a gesture of just pepping up somebody's awful bad day. Otherwise, your contact information is on there and it gives them the option of placing an order. Typically with scent circles, I don't really hold my breath and hope that somebody's going to place an order with me. The scent circles are just for fun, versus if it's something that looks fancier than this, obviously that took money and that took time for me to put that together. So if it looks like that, then you definitely want to get their contact information before you part your ways, and then tell them that you'll follow up with them within the week, especially towards like the weekend, because that's laundry, right? So then you want to make sure that they used it. Another thing that you can keep on handy that's super simple, super lightweight, is our handy dandy product list. Again, make sure that, again, you're going to label it on the inside with your contact information. These lay flat. You can always fold them up into a little pocket square. Keep these in your bag as well. Same thing. So then that way, when you're out and about and you're talking to your people, pass that out to them.
I have something to add.
Yes, ma'am.
On my like product lists and stuff, I made little stickers and they say "Scan me," and I put my QR code on there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So maybe like on that, or like the scent circles or something like that, you could put a little like QR code on it.
Yeah, because I've got mine on there. You just can't really see it.
Okay, my Scan Me sticker's on the other side, right underneath where the scents are. Because it's a one by it's a 1x1 sticker and it fits in that little spot.
Yeah, so y'all, she's talking about this little space right here. You got all this open room. Y'all know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I need to get my the QR code.
But I just wanted to throw that in there because that's what I put on mine.
Yeah, you're good. And I think that's good too, Katie, because also you guys is like mine, for example, is tucked, my contact information is tucked on the inside. So I think that's a good point, because that way you're covering both sides with your customer, because who's to say, you know, that they're going to look at just one side. I think it's important to cover both sides with information on there, like Katie was saying. So then that way they're able to, you know, it catches their attention and it draws their eye somewhere. But yeah, so that's super. Thank you, Katie. So that's a good thing to do. Look, she's showing y'all on hers. And it doesn't have to look like mine. It doesn't have to look like hers. Yes.
How do you get the QR code? Because I'm technically challenged.
You're good. So it just depends upon what you're wanting to do. I'll let Katie, do you want to share how you did yours?
So I have the free app for your phone. I don't know. Do you have Android or iPhone?
Android.
Okay, mine's an iPhone. Megan, don't you have Android? What's the name of your app?
So the app that it just depends.
Because I think they're different.
So I use the app when it comes to things that I'm posting on social. So if, like, you know, I'm creating stories and things like that, But if it's with my stickers and my labels, there's actually a place through, because I do my stickers through Avery. So when I'm doing my stickers through avery.com, there's actually a place on there that you can generate the QR codes.
Right. So if you do it on the app, like I created mine on the app, and then you can upload it like a photo to Avery or to whatever you're using. Or like say you're designing something on your phone, you can use it as an image and it'll let you add it to whatever you're putting it on. So it's really just depends on what you're using and how you want to use the code.
Yeah. So Bernice, the app that I have on my Android phone, it's literally called QR code generator. It's like,
and ours just says QR creator.
Yeah, so let's see if I can actually, I don't know if I can zoom in on the app or not. Nah.
And the app is called QR code generator?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and then anytime Bernice or anyone else that's watching tonight, anyone that wants to create a QR code, basically the way it works, especially like if you're going to do the app, which is the QR code generator, all you have to do, let's just say that you're wanting to create a QR code for your Scentsy website. What you want to do is pull up the internet. You're going to your internet browser. You're going to go to the top, type in your shopping link for Scentsy. So whatever your name is, .scentsy.us, and then you're going to copy, and then you pull up the app, and then you just paste it. So like the app is super simple, very user friendly. So when I pull up that app that I was just sharing with you guys, this is what my screen looks like. It's like a black blank screen, and then it just says text. So then you'll just hold, if you're on your phone, you'll just hold your finger down and then paste it. And then it's easy, because then after that, all you have to do is there's like a little play button on there. You click the play button and then it saves it automatically. Yeah.
And then you just run it through a printer to make them up, or?
Yeah, it just depends on what you're using them for. So like if you're wanting to do, for example, let's just say like stickers, then like Katie was saying, when you use like the app that I was sharing with you, it saves it automatically as a photo. So then that way, when you're creating your stickers, you go to where you would otherwise add a photo, like content, and then you'll see that on like your camera roll where all your photos on your phone, that QR code is there with the rest of your photos. So you just click on it, and then it's going to automatically add it to whatever you're creating. Now, if you're not wanting to do a sticker, like in the past, when I've done events, I've printed it out on computer paper. So same thing, however you want to create what you're wanting to do to print out at your computer with printer paper, same thing. You could print out the QR code on the printer paper as well.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've done that for events where I have like the QR code in the corner, and then I say like something above it, like scan here to shop. So that's a simple, easy way to do it. Otherwise, what I can do, because I know a lot of you guys on our team have expressed more interest in QR codes. So that's something that I can make a note of for one of our Tuesday trainings, is I can share my screen and then go into like avery.com and then show you guys how to like create, address labels, how to create, any kind of label you want, and then how it looks and what to do to like create, to add in that QR code basically.
This is what I have of yours.
Yeah,
so
that's where I created. Yeah,
that's
so I
what I want to get for my event.
Yes, I created that one through avery.com.
Okay, well, I don't know that I have time to do that. So can Office Depot do it?
Yes, so you can go through any website. So like Office Depot, what's the other one?
Well,
Office Max.
I would just go up there tomorrow or next week.
So you can do it in person or you can do it online. And then they have places there, if you go in person, Barbara, that you can go to, and they'll have a computer and keyboard, and then you'll either tell them what you want or you can type it up yourself, either way. And then they'll be able to help out, with creating address labels.
You see, my friend bought me the package of labels to do my return labels. And then if I want to do Happy Mail, she was going to make 2 or 3 customers each address for me. maybe she could do that on hers. I mean, she's a paralegal. She'll know how to do a QR code, maybe.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but well, maybe I don't know because some people are familiar with QR codes, but
Yeah.
like more people are familiar with what they look like, but not as many people are familiar with how to make them.
Yeah, it'll probably have to be next week because we've had a good friend that we went to high school with. Her husband just passed away Saturday, so his funeral's Thursday, and so I'm not going to bother anybody about anything with that.
Yeah,
We'll
you'll
make
have
it through
to.
it.
Yeah, either you can do it through either like Office Depot, Office Max. I know Walmart does it as well. Maybe even CVS and Walgreens, because I know
Oh.
that a lot of times they do business stuff. So you might ask them I know that they'll do like flyers and photos. So you can always ask them if they do, address labels as well. And then I know like if you have a UPS store or a FedEx store
Uh-huh.
near you, they
Uh-huh.
do that. They do that too.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Bernice or Katie that was saying something about a CVS today, or maybe it was you about getting
I
a
don't know.
copy of that QR code that I want to blow up. To put
No, it
on
wasn't me. I know nothing about them things. Like
It may
somebody
have
said,
been,
"What?"
it may have
They
been
asked
Megan.
me.
She got me a QR code and she said I could get a copy of it and then put it on like a little stand that people can scan at my business. Like when you go places, you see them.
Yeah,
So yeah.
I never don't even know how to look at a QR code. Like with my phone, people say, just put your phone up to it. Yeah, I'm completely challenged with that stuff.
Yeah, then it takes you to
So-
Safari, and that's about all I know too. Okay, I got to get up. Y'all keep talking. I'm
Well,
trying
and
to close.
QR codes are not like the all to end all, with your business. I've known about QR codes pretty much since QR codes actually were like created, which is a very long time ago. But back then it wasn't as easy to be able to scan them, and a lot of people were not as familiar with them. So I would say personally, stick to y'all's customer base and what works for them. So if you feel like that your customer base is talking about QR codes and they know how to scan it, then by all means create QR codes and put them wherever and whenever you can. But if you have customer base that you feel like are maybe not necessarily, like if they're more technically challenged and you feel like that they may not even care about the QR code, then unless you're doing an event, that's the only time I would ever suggest having a QR code. But other than that, you don't necessarily have to have them for like your labels
Right.
and all the things.
What are you
Because I
doing?
know that you guys see the QR codes that I use, but don't feel like you necessarily have to do that unless, it's something that you think that, again, your customers will like. Do what's for your customer base and what you are comfortable with. So that's pretty much my spiel. Like I said, on, working your business offline. That's all I could come up with. I know that I've seen all you guys work your businesses offline in very different ways. So would y'all maybe, like I said, you don't have to, but would anybody like to volunteer and maybe say one example of how you work your business offline that I did not mention?
I will. At my job, when people, because I work, those that don't know, I work at Walmart at the self-checkout. So everybody comes through and sometimes I'll see them getting wax and I'll start a conversation with them. And, I have my business cards with me. I keep so many in my pocket at work. And I've handed out, at least 20 or 30 of them. And I did have 2 people actually contacted me. They were on the site because I was able to see they came onto the site. And they were looking and it says pending, like she was looking at certain things. And I seen her 2 days later and she said she was on looking and she said she's getting her taxes done. As soon as she gets them and gets the money back, she says, I'm going to be ordering. She said, because it's close to like $100 and some. And I said, well, if it's that high, I said, I can get you your own link if you'd like. Because she said, I don't do parties. And I said, nope, it's not a party. I'll get you your own shopping link. You order everything through there. I says, and then if you want to order more anytime, the link is there and you can order. And then once you hit over 200, you start earning free products, half price items. And she said, I could do that without having a party. I said, yep, you sure can. So I'm off work now because of having the surgery. So I'm hoping I see her when I get back to work, or she contacts me ahead of time, but that's one way I do it. I start talking to them and, and I say, it's more than just WAP. Like I had the lotion out and because I keep the lotion hand cream with me. And she goes, oh, that smells really nice. What is it? I said, it's called Make a Splash from Scentsy. They do hand cream. I'm like, oh yeah, they do they have a little bit of everything. So just pulling it out and having her smell, like she was working right by me at that register. She smelt it. And that's the one that I gave a card to. And she said she'll get with me.
That's awesome. I love that. Thank you for sharing.
Well, when we had the retreat and y'all were talking about, it's not all about waxes and warmers. As you know, I did my door, my before and after, my front door. I went to church the next day. I got 2 orders for the bundle of cleaners. Well, actually, they just ended up getting cleaner. And then I have 2 more pending, but I don't know if I'm going to get with them before my party. I want to try to get my party done by the end of the month. But I did reach out to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my previous customers, that I said I hadn't been in touch with for a while. And they all ordered. And then I went to Frost Bake here in Baytown and was talking to the girls up front, and a lady came from the back. I don't know if she was branch manager or who, but she placed a $138 order.
Wow,
and
that's great.
Yeah, and another one that was talking to me, the one that I did the painted the rock. She had the rock painting class. She ordered something. I'm just telling everybody my party's going on, and the ladies at church the 2 other ladies in the office are supposed to order. So hopefully, I think I have 32. Like I was telling one of y'all, I have $32 post rewards. So I want to get that little mini fan plug-in that you had with the nightlight, Megan, for one of my rewards or half rewards or something.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, and I think that's a good idea. Thanks for sharing, Barbara. And I think that's incredible because like Barbara was saying, like now she has before and after photos, right? Of like that she used the product on her door. This is what it looks like before. This is what it looks like after. And even if, let's just say we go back to like how it was last year where we're offline, where we're not able to post and follow up and place orders, we still even have like our phones when we're out and about, right? So you could easily pull up those photos, especially if somebody was like, a good segue would be, well, it's, oh, I got to start my spring cleaning soon. Like I know a lot of people that I've been in conversation with throughout like my everyday routine and my errands, people have been talking about like, oh, I got to start, deep cleaning this. And, oh, I've been, garage sales are really big right now. People are doing garage sales. People are purging through their closets. So that's like the perfect segue for you to be like, yeah, I actually started using this cleaner the other day on my door. And then it's so crazy because I didn't expect it to work. Like that's how I was the other day because I actually used the counter clean on my oven because I did not want to wait the whole time for it to do the self-cleaning thing. So I was like, I need to do something real quick. So I saw online, I went and I searched Scentsy like cleaning oven because I was like, I don't know what to use on it. And Scentsy products are good for everything. And so that's when I saw somebody had used the counter clean to clean the inside of their oven. So I was like, you know what? I've got some downtime. This was on Sunday. So I went ahead and tried it. So that's the perfect way, you guys, whenever you're out and about doing all the things, when you're not online, just like Barbara did and Bernice, it's just having those conversations naturally, of course, but having those conversations, with individuals about the Scentsy products that not only that we like, but also, how we can use them and incorporate them in our everyday lives.
Yeah. Well, I also have the one where I clean the warmer, with the black vanilla. Black raspberry vanilla. I still have that picture.
Yeah.
And the one you took of me with the good, whatever you did to get rid of all my wrinkles, doing the sample. I said, I don't know what she did, but I have no wrinkles. I love that picture. I should probably use that as my profile picture.
Mm-mm.
How you feeling,
I'm
Bernice?
just gonna say
Oh, go ahead.
I don't have anything to share because I am not good at that.
You
At what?
probably are, because I didn't think I was at first. When Megan first asked me, I'm like, oh no, I don't know enough people. The normal excuses. I've had parties, they failed. Matter of fact, the first party I had with Megan, I only got what, $220 worth of sales the first party. And I'm like, if I can't even get this for a party, how am I going to do it selling it? Now that I started selling it and actually giving out samples and talking to people, I've been averaging almost or above 1,000 PRV.
Wow.
Like,
Mhm.
yeah, like this month right now I'm at 1,032 or 38, somewhere
Wow.
around 32 or 38. And I have tomorrow, a girl's already got in touch with me. She wants to order, but she's going to do it either Wednesday or Thursday because she said she wants to do it before the end of the month. So, and she always does like a $50, $60 order. And she loves the counter clean and the pet shampoo and detangler. So she'll probably order all three of them again. And then I'll mention to her
So-
about putting it into a Scentsy Club. So then she'll have it automatically. And I mentioned it once and she said, yeah, let me think about that. So when she calls me about doing the next order, I'm going to say, hey, have you thought about anything about doing the club? So you don't have to do this every month. You have your own shopping link. You can go in, order it, put it into a club, and then it'll automatically come to you, whether you want it monthly, bi-monthly, and she'll probably take me up on that offer, I'm hoping.
So I don't have an issue getting PRV or getting orders. I don't, but outside of the internet, like I'd be screwed. I'm doing events is not something that I really want to do. I live a very busy lifestyle. I am almost never home, but I do well with my parties. I'm doing all right, but I don't have anything to share for the outside of the world because I'm not good at that. If somebody asks me like, hey, I heard you sold Scentsy or whatever, and they bring it up, cool, but I am not the one to bring it up. I'm not gonna be like, oh, look at your hand cream, let me help you out. Like that, no.
But I don't think that you necessarily want to bring it up because that's not where it's going to be, naturally, right? Like it's not going to be like, I don't know, there's another word I'm looking for, but it's just not that, because you don't want to be that person, like the hey girl person. But, there are people, Katie, that you're going to come across with, I'm sure, especially with your kids' sports and everything, where they're going to be like, what have you been up to lately? How is your week? Or if they don't know you, they're like, what do you do for a living?
So one of the things that I do want to work on, because I've been thinking about this a little bit, is making sure that I do have business cards and scent circles with my contact information. Because I'm not going to lie, there's been a few times that I have parked my car in a parking lot and I parked next to a car with the tree hanging from it. And I'm totally tempted to be like, you know what, if I had a scent circle, I would slap that thing on their window, right? Because at the end of the day, like you said, a scent circle, usually you can get them for free, right? So you're not, even if you gave them out, you're not really going to get their contact information back. But if you slapped one on their window, there's a slight chance that they could order from you or contact you and be like, you know what, I really like that scent circle instead of my tree. Like, can you help me out?
Yeah.
Or
So
you
one
can
thing
put that scent circle on somebody's car that maybe has used Scentsy before, but doesn't have a person.
Yeah.
Which is why they have a tree hanging in their car, right?
Yeah, because
So I thought about that.
I'm going to be the first to say, like, I'm not comfortable either. Like, I don't want y'all thinking that I'm handing out samples left and right and I'm talking to all these weird, strange people, because I am not like that. Okay. Like, I don't want anybody thinking that, because I'm not like that. But
And I'm just the opposite.
what'd you say?
I said, I'm just the opposite.
Yeah. Like, I'm
Like
not
you
like
said,
that. Like,
I never meet a stranger.
but Katie, one thing that helped me and is still helping me, because like I said, I'm not 100% that person. Like, I will say that I've made it my mission where if I have samples in my bag, I'm not going to just like let them collect dust. Like, I'm on a mission to get rid of those samples. But one thing that did help me was ways that, because I know this is going to come as a complete shock to everybody, but I don't always want to have conversation with like every person I come in contact with. Like, sometimes I just want to do my thing and then like mind my business and then in and out. So there are times where I still want to connect with people and get my business out there, but in ways that are not going to be awkward for me, because if it's not going to be genuine in a conversation, I don't want to force it. So one, actually a couple of ways that have really helped me is passing scent circles out in an instance where you're not allotted a lot of time to have conversation. So for example, that would be if you're going through any drive-through. Obviously you can't sit at the drive-through for like 30 minutes, right, and give them your spiel. So I typically will wait around the time that they give me my change, or if they're like, all right, well, I hope you have a great day, and I'm like, oh, real quick, I have this scent circle here, it's for you, hang it in your car. And they're like, oh yeah, thank you. I'm like, all right, have a good day, and I like speed off, to be honest. So I'm like, here you go, like throwing it in their window.
I just did that last week. I was stopped at McDonald's or Burger King, one of them. And I made my order, got up to the window. And I handed her a scent circle. And on the back, because I don't know about down your way, but we're having trouble getting people to work the fast foods. And so like it usually closes by 8 o'clock, where it was open until like 11. And there's only drive-through, you can't go in anymore. But I handed her a scent. I said, here, this is for you. And she was like, oh, wow, thanks. And I heard her say, look what I got for this. I got a scent circle. It's a Scentsy. And again, I had my sticker on there with my information. And it was one of the scent circles that come with messages on the back of them. You know how some of them have that. And I wrote on, and I had written on it, thank you for working, Bernice.
That's awesome.
You know, but so this way it's thanking her for at least showing up for her job.
Yeah.
And she was telling, and I heard her yell to the other girls, ha ha, I got this. Isn't this great?
I love
You
that.
know? And
That's awesome.
it was just one that I had in my bag, because I keep a bag in my car now with scent circles, the flyer. I made some other samples of the counter clean, some washer whiffs, and I also did Scentsy soak. And the wax cubes, they're all in my bag. And here you go. And all my information is on it.
But you put all of those in those big squirt bottles, or?
No, I ordered small bottles from Amazon. I ordered some circle ones, 2-inch circle ones, and I put the Scentsy soak in that one.
Oh, okay.
And then I have little baggies that I got at Walmart, the little Ziploc baggie that they sell in the craft section. I believe those are 2x3, and I put washer whiffs in that. And then I bought little 1-ounce spray bottles from Amazon, and I put counter clean in that. So this way it has the spray on it. And I did some with counter clean, and then I did some with body mist. So they got both, and they're labeled body mist and counter clean, so they don't get them goofed up.
I think you had sent me some of the things from Amazon. I think you and Monica both sent me.
Yeah,
what y'all
I
had
sent them to
ordered.
you. Yes, I did.
Yeah. Okay. I need to get that done. I'd like to have some kind of sample to hand out at this event. And I'm like, maybe I could do the Scentsy soap. You said it's 2-inch round things?
Yeah, they're 2-inch round containers. I got the clear with the black lid because they were the cheapest ones. Cause if you want to go silver lid or they cost more, it's the same thing, but because it has a different colored lid, the price went up like $4. So I just bought the plain black lid, 2-inch circle. And you could put either the washer whiffs or the soak in them, and they, there's enough in there for
Yeah, I
them
need
to
to
do
see.
like,
I don't
Yeah.
think I have a 2-inch. I bought this stuff I got this at a garage sale, but it's I think it's for jewelry, but it's round. And you can take let me see. You can take you can take the top off and take the velvet off, but I don't know if that's big enough. It's really a 1.5 inch. Would that be enough? Or
that's fine. You only need, see, I got the bigger one because I want, especially for the soak, because you need more than just, so I got the 2-inch round. Let me go get one. I show you what they look like.
would be, it just at least they could, I don't know, it's not going to help them take a bath, maybe a foot spa. But I got
Yeah.
these like they were
Well,
free.
yeah, that's what you can use it as the foots, I tell the people that's, it's a little bath, or you can have a foot soak. So
I did some
yeah.
wax. I did some wax, felt wax for the Hey Tiger Lily, and then I did those molds, but they were too thick, so I still need to order my crimper, whatever it's called. And
See?
oh, those are bigger, yeah.
I like that,
Yeah.
Katie.
So
They're
mine is
2-inch
very
rounds.
big.
Yeah, those are good, Bernice, for the Scentsy soap.
Right. And then where's my other ones?
I wonder if well, it wouldn't take too much. Put a squirt of hand lotion in it. It's kind of big though.
These
Oh.
are these here. I
Yeah,
got
you
it.
got those at
It's a
Walmart,
3-piece.
Yeah.
It's a 3-piece bottle set, and they're 0.75. They're like 2.5 inches high.
Oh, okay.
I like those.
And these I put soap in so that they can just pour it out. I did put it's hard to get, you have to use the funnel, to get most of the stuff in them. But I've used these.
Is it a squirt bottle?
That one isn't. No, that's a regular bottle.
Yeah, those are like tubes, right?
Yeah. Yeah, those are just
Somebody was
tubes.
saying they were having a problem keeping it screwed on and not leaking. Somebody was saying that.
I don't know. I haven't had a problem with mine doing that. Let's see. I really got to get my room ready.
Focus on for next month. Trying to get these little bags you put together, and you give them to somebody for a week and then they give them to somebody else, or they keep them, or what?
Yeah, here's
those are
this one. I
pretty.
have washer whiffs. This is the
Okay,
one I put washer whiffs in that, and
Yeah,
then
I'm
my
not gonna
label. And my label is right there.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then
not
I
gonna do
mark
any
on the
laundry
label
because
what
I'm
it
allergic.
is.
I can't do laundry because I'm allergic, so I won't do laundry. I looked at Michael's and those little bottles were expensive, so I may have
That's
to.
why I went to Amazon. They were cheaper.
Yeah.
And I got, like I said, some of the plastic bags that I use. I just bought at work. Go to the craft section and get the little bags.
Yeah, I have those. What do you have in
Like,
those?
This is soak, Luna.
Okay.
And this is enough for a bath. I told them, if you want to put it in a tub, use the whole thing. If you want to do a foot, just use half, and then you got 2 uses out of it.
Well, how many of these can you get out of one of those bags?
Oh, you get quite a bit.
Because I had
think
like 2 bags.
I think I got maybe like 15 or 20
Oh,
out of a
okay.
bag. Yeah, and here's my label. I just stick it right on top and mark on the side.
What does that say on the top?
It has my information, my picture
Yeah, that's
Oh,
cute.
okay. That's
and
cute.
all my information.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then this one is lavender washer whiff. And that's what I just took the black Sharpie and wrote on it, what it is.
Oh, okay.
And then I got little spray bottles. I don't know where they're at right now, but I got the little spray bottles. Yeah, here they are. You get, how many did you get in here? I think you got like 50 of them. They were really cheap.
Oh, at Amazon.
Yeah, it's just a thin little spray bottle.
Mhm.
And what do you
And
put in that?
In that, I put the body mist in that
Oh.
one.
Yeah, I don't have any of that.
Honestly, I had like almost $200 in free merchandise
Yeah.
from a party I closed. So I bought body mist. I bought more Scentsy soak.
Free stuff. Are
I
you supposed to
circle-
be up
like-
walking around?
Pardon?
Are you supposed to be up walking around, young lady?
Oh yeah, they told me I could walk a lot,
Okay. Okay.
but yeah, because it helps. He said walking is the best thing. It'll help get all that gas out of there.
Right, right, yeah. You
And
feel
I'll tell
better.
you,
I'll let her
was
out.
perfect.
Feel a lot better.
At least I was only burping and not farting.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we're not. We can't.
One
do
thing
that.
I want to add, because for anybody that watches the replay, one thing I do want to add is that I don't want anybody that's watching the replay that's not on here tonight to feel like they're pressured to make all the samples. Because I know that a lot of times when people first join Scentsy, that they join all the pages and they feel like they have to do all the things. For one, I would say just use what you have on hand. And for two, do what you can within your budget and don't feel like you have to have all the samples. Because one thing that I've learned the hard way as a consultant is that you can make all the samples, but until you're actually passing them out to people and you're sharing them with others, they're just going to, right, Katie? They're just going to collect dust and they're not serving you any purpose, because creating samples is not what they call a generated income producing activity. Okay. Like it's not getting you, right, Katie? I know Katie's in agreement. It is not going to produce us any sales. So just use what you can. If you're at a level of doing scent boxes like some of us do, that's different because then we need a variety of samples on hand. But if you're not doing something like that, I simply say just stick with what exactly you have and use just that before you get the idea of like, I need all the samples on hand. So that's my little spiel on that, especially like I said, this is being recorded. So anybody who comes back on the YouTube channel that I'm working on right now and somebody watches the replay, I don't want them to see all of this that we're showing them and being like, oh my gosh, I just joined Scentsy, like I need to get this and this, and I need to create all the samples. So anybody that's watching the replay, just know that everything that is shown, these ladies have been with Scentsy for a while now, and it takes time to be able to figure out how to do all the things. Now, also, I will say that wax samples are great, but as Barbara was sharing earlier, it's important for us to also talk about stuff in the product that's like non-wax, because everybody knows wax. And so especially for those of us, not Bernice per se, but those of us that are down south, it gets super hot for us. And so wax is not our best friend over the next couple of months. And so that's why it's important to focus on another product in the catalog and then create samples from that.
Yeah, just so they know, I just figured it out. I'm actually 6 months into my Scentsy. And I just started doing the samples like more like the other samples. I was doing wax. I just started doing the soaps and all of that last month.
So probably for my event, I should probably just take my trifold, my business card, and my little felt sample stapled together, and they can take them if they want them.
Yep, that's what I do, y'all, because when I do events, I do not create any fancy samples for these people at events. Because
Okay.
a lot of these
Yeah.
people at events, obviously there are going to be people at the event, Barbara, that you'll have that could possibly be long-term customers, but the
Right.
majority of them are there for just cash and carry, which means that they're just casually coming through. And if we're passing something that's free to them, we want to make sure that we're doing as less work as possible when it comes to what we're passing out to them. Now,
Yeah.
also those that are watching the replay, if you do events, you don't necessarily have to have something to pass out to somebody, but it does help because it creates not only that conversation, but it gives you an excuse to follow up with them as well. When I personally do events, I typically will use stuff that I already have on hand that's not current, that's just available. So like, for example, I have samples that I did not pass out or use over this last year. So I have those in a bin in my office. So that is actually what I place in the bags because they don't care what's in that bag. They just like the fact that they're getting something for free. So it doesn't not have to be current. The reason why is because when you're following up with them, and you're talking to them after the event and you're saying like, hey, it was so great meeting you, I hope you have a great week, you can follow up with them with that sample that you gave them. And even if it's not current, if you have their contact information, that is where you can then send them something that is current to the catalog.
Okay.
I want to
Yeah.
show you something that came in, and it's a lot nicer than I thought it was going to be. And now I'm thinking, maybe I should get one for myself.
Well, I screwed up, and got 2 of those Bug Bunny. I thought they was getting little things, so I got to try and sell them. Ugh.
That'll be cute to have on your table, Barbara, being that it's April, because April and Easter and springtime, having
Yeah.
a bunny on your table will actually look really cute.
What table?
Your table for your event.
Oh, for my event. I thought you meant my
Yeah.
table here at my house.
No, for your event, that'll be really cute to have a rabbit on your table because that'll create like a little bit of decor, considering
Oh, and
it's
then
going to
have the
be
box
April.
underneath because I have 2
Yeah.
of them. But I don't put
Yeah.
the Scentsy circle in. I just put it in the box.
Yeah, so you'll leave the scent back, put the scent pack in the box, so then that
Yeah.
way if somebody buys the buddy, it's already there for them to
Yeah.
to go and we don't forget about it.
Okay.
And then what you'll want to do is just take one of the bunnies out of the box and then
Yeah.
set him like in front of the box on your table.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that'll be eye catching.
Yeah. And it's a kid thing, so it's a family expo.
Yep. So they'll really like that because kids will
And
like
I
their
have all
bunnies.
those warmers I sent you that picture of that I got as host gifts, and I'm keeping 2 of the small ones. So I might can sell those. I don't know. If I don't, then I'll
Yeah.
just keep them. And
Yeah, you never know. Because I mean,
whatever.
if I do an event that I'm not like, if there's not a theme for the event, or if I haven't done it before and I don't know what's going to sell, I do try to take more of a variety of stuff. So then
Mhm.
that way, I'll have a little bit of everything to work with. And then I know we've talked about this before, because like if you do events in the future, if you do the same event next year, or if you do something that has more of a theme to it, then that's where you can kind of narrow down, what products you bring versus what you don't. But for somebody that's starting out and it's let's just say like it's their first couple events that they're doing or their first ever event, then that's where I would advise just bringing whatever the heck you have on hand. So then that way you're just working with what you have and not feeling pressure to order and buy, all the things to bring to an event in case you don't sell it.
I ordered these little bags, like in case I do a scent circle, to put stuff in case I sell something. They're just real, just little bag. Little
Those are
hold
pretty.
anything I got, because I have room sprays, I have car bars, I have I don't know. Anyway, I have a variety of things. So
I got this warmer for the
Mhm.
beautician who's letting me keep stuff at her house, and she collects wine bottles.
Cute.
This is that wine one.
I love
It
that.
did not look this nice in the book.
No, I've never seen that one in person either.
Yeah. I love it.
My brain doctor, neurologist, receptionist wants it, but she can't afford it right now. So she doesn't have a house. I said, well, keep it in mind. So beautiful.
Mhm.
Makes me want to have a glass of wine.
Yeah, well, she collects wine bottles and
Awesome.
she's in a tap. I just broke it. Damn it. I just broke the lid inside the
Oh,
glass
no.
part.
No, did you?
Yeah. Looks like I'm gonna be calling and getting a glass for it.
Support's gonna know you really well. Whew.
Support. I got my thing and it was broken. No. You don't wanna do that, huh?
Will they replace that glass? My sister has that warmer. She got it after she had her first party with me and her glass broke too. She said she can
Yeah.
still warm her wax, but the glass isn't there.
Oh,
God.
Yeah, it literally snaps in there. Like the
Wow.
glass
Yeah,
snaps in, it doesn't just sit in.
They'll replace it, and then more than likely, Bernice, they'll just tell you to discard that one, and then
Uh-huh.
you'll just make sure, just like before, that you have the order number for that warmer, and then just tell them tell them it broke, and then they should be able to replace it.
Okay.
I might try that for my sisters.
yeah, because
Yeah.
they're not going to want a piece of glass sent back to them. Broken glass.
And
I mean,
obviously,
that
Bernice
lid
told-
really, that lid snaps in there really hard. That's
Wow.
how.
yeah, it just
broke.
tells you how thin it is.
Well, that way, if you sell it, you need to tell them, be careful.
Yeah,
Are you dressed for Christmas?
I
no,
love her
she,
I love her clothes.
Christmas pajamas.
They're so cute.
oh, yeah. Yeah, I got my Christmas jammies
She's a
on.
Grinch. She's a Grinch.
I
She's got to
love
be
'em.
comfortable after your surgery. When are you going to find out about your biopsy?
When I go back to the doctors on the 17th or something like, I mean, I could call ahead of time, but
Well,
I
I guess
figure
I would let you know
I'll-
because they still haven't told me about my PET scan. It's been almost, I don't know, two and a half weeks, and she was supposed to call me today. They said, well, if it's anything urgent, and I said, well, I just want to know if I have dementia, because if not, I'm getting off this dementia pill you gave me. You know?
yeah, well, this was just,